against Meghan, including that she was a yacht girl. That's right, it's mentioned in the book. Harry knows only too well that it has received wide publicity. Whether it is true or not is beside the point. That Meghan used to entertain as a yacht girl. I've been familiar with it for a long time, and in fact I've seen the tapes. If that's the case, all I can say is that Meghan should have realised that it's always better to go forwards than backwards, and brown lipstick is not a good look on a girl. Her there at all, or before she reached the restricted age of consent of 18 years. Restricted if with an older man, but much younger if both parties are of a similar age.
Meghan Markle, as previously having been a quote yacht girl, there have been more revelations going viral from the past. And I want to show you this. Claims this has now been going viral this week, Lady C. I'll get your reaction off the back, but let's just watch this together.
When Meghan walks into a room in Montecito, most people clear out of it if they own private planes. And when people who own private planes hear that Meghan is on the phone, they refuse to take her calls. I know this from people who are friends of mine who have places in Montecito. Mummy never ever committed a dirty deed that she didn't pretend to have a noble motive for. Harry does the same thing and makes hypocrites look honourable. That's how bad he is. Lady C, why do you think Meghan Markle hasn't sued anyone in regard to her yacht girl and porn videos exposés? You need to know who you're going to sue before you decide you're going to sue someone.
This didn't happen by accident. The story didn't explode because of one shocking revelation or a dramatic turn of events. No, it erupted because one woman refused to stop repeating the same two words. And for weeks, Lady Colin Campbell did just that, describing Meghan Markle with a phrase her team couldn't quiet, soften, or deny. Not once, not fleetingly, and certainly not as a joke. She calmly, publicly, and repeatedly called Meghan Markle yacht girl.
She was a yacht girl. That's right. It's mentioned in the book.
She'd been a deal or no deal girl. She was calling herself a model, and she was starring in a show Suits. She used to charge almost $30,000 per trip, which is why she was making good money. It wasn't on Suits. It was on her yachting trip.
And as this phrase kept resurfacing, it became clear. It wasn't just an insult. It was something more dangerous. It reframed the conversation in a way that couldn't be ignored.
She is on record having said that she didn't know Andrew then and he wasn't there. So, it's not only Harry and Meghan that come up with 3 and 4 versions of the same story. Virginia Giuffre does and did even when she was Virginia Roberts. Why did she do it? Well, the only thing that would have been possibly shady was the Little St. James episode. Except the date is very clear. He wasn't there when she was under the age of 18, and there is no evidence that he was there when she was there.
For years, Meghan's public image was a well-constructed narrative, a struggling actress who stumbled into a lucky break, a fairy tale romance, and the outsider who dared to challenge power. But once that label, yacht girl, entered the conversation, everything started to shift. Suddenly, people weren't questioning who Meghan was anymore. They were questioning how she had gotten there in the first place. The timeline started to look suspicious. Connections that were once overlooked now demanded answers. And no one was sure whether this was an innocent jab or a clue to something deeper. But what made this different from other rumors or attacks was the response, or lack of it. There was no immediate denial, no quick public statement to shut it down. Instead, The silence was followed by whispers of legal action. Lawyers were reportedly consulted, and the question of whether Meghan would take Lady Colin Campbell to court began circulating. This hesitation was significant. When a claim is easily dismissed, it's done quickly. But when a claim starts to pull the past into the light, the response becomes more calculated. Every word is considered. Every move carries risk. Lady Colin didn't escalate the situation with emotion. She escalated it through repetition, letting those two words settle in the public consciousness until they became impossible to ignore.
Meghan not being a woman of colour, there is no way that Harry would have written that letter. Oh, and Shabana Mahmood, not also being a woman of colour, might have not made much of a difference because of this government. So whether white, brown or black.
And now, Meghan faces a choice that offers no easy way out. Deny it and open up a deeper investigation into her past, sue, and risk exposing parts of her story that have been carefully kept out of the public eye. Or remain silent and let the label harden into fact. And all of this pressure comes at a time when Meghan's public standing is already fragile.
She's doing it with the Mail and with her father and with laying conditions for her father, and he's doing it with Shabana Mahmood and and believe me, Shabana Mahmood would have pitched it out had Meghan been a white woman, but because Meghan has a little bit of what in Jamaica we call coloured blood, that all of a sudden she's supposed to be treated specially. Why should she be treated specially? I mean, did she ever face any danger to her life?
But while Lady Colin's words linger, the response from Meghan and her team raises a key question. Why hasn't there been an immediate denial? And more importantly, what does that silence really mean?
According to people, she got started her yachting days and she never stopped really. I don't think any of her boyfriends knew about it, but Meghan Markle was known as a hardcore yacht partying person, ready for anything.
In a typical scenario, when a rumor like this emerges, a quick and firm denial is the usual response. After all, when a claim is baseless or harmless, it's easy to dismiss and move on. But with the Yacht Girl label, something strange happened. There was no immediate denial, no clear-cut rejection of the phrase. Instead, there was silence. That hesitation is telling. It's a sign that this isn't just about protecting a reputation, it's about managing risk. The reality is that when something threatens to dig into the past, especially something that has the potential to reshape a story, the stakes are higher. Every response becomes more complicated. Meghan's team likely weighed their options carefully. A quick denial might seem like the right move, but it would only bring more attention to the accusation, prompting more questions. In this case, silence was the response, followed by whispers of legal action and consultations. This didn't feel like an ordinary rumor. It was something that had the potential to open doors Meghan wasn't ready to unlock.
Well, he seems to be. And it seems like that lady is a temptress. She's a siren. She's lured him into the rocks.
I haven't heard that term in a long time. She's a harlot, almost.
She's, well, harlot's bad, right? She's just powerful. She's
actually, that's a good point. Harlot and temptress.
Yeah, I think harlot's
comparing melons to apples.
The definition of a harlot is a prostitute.
Yeah, that's a whole word.
I take that back.
Yeah.
It's a hearer.
It's a
hearer.
Yeah, I don't think she's that.
No.
No. Wasn't there some speculation that she was on Epstein's yacht at one point in time? There was like photos with her and Prince Andrew way back in the day when she was like in her early 20s.
Wow. No.
And that's where the danger lies. The moment you hesitate in the face of an accusation, the question isn't whether it's true, it's why you're not denying it immediately. So, why hasn't Meghan denied it outright? The answer lies in the real danger of taking legal action. A lawsuit might seem like the obvious response to an accusation. It's a way to regain control, to assert that the claims are false, and to shut down the conversation once and for all. But when it comes to something like the Yacht Girl label, suing could be the most dangerous move Meghan could make.
And we also have this. This is Karina Shuliak, Epstein's girlfriend.
And the only times she traveled and went anywhere was with him. And guess who's on the other end with her Panama hat?
Here's why. Lawsuits are not just about defending yourself. They're about exposing yourself. When a case goes to court, everything becomes part of the public record. Legal discovery means documents, communications, and timelines are all fair game for scrutiny. A lawsuit might start with an accusation, but it quickly spirals into a deeper investigation. Every trip, every meeting, every connection, every year that's gone unaccounted for would be laid bare. What's even more dangerous is that Lady Colin Campbell doesn't need to prove that her words are fact. She just needs to demonstrate that her statements are opinions based on public behavior.
Oh my god, that word. Oh my, why do I have to mention Twitter accounts that have that word? I'm gonna get sued. I'm gonna lose my YouTube channel. Moon bump overseas. My god, I said that. A Summer 62 boomer. She's still not sued the Inquirer. And I don't know how I'm gonna read this.
Meanwhile, Meghan's team would be forced to prove harm, which often means explaining why the accusation is false. And that's where things get tricky. Because once the details start getting unearthed, they can't be put back in the box. But taking a lawsuit to court might not be the best option. Here's why a legal threat can sometimes be more powerful. While filing a lawsuit might seem like the ultimate way to fight back, it's actually safer to threaten it than to follow through. Legal threats, leaked consultations, hints of impending action are powerful in their own right. They create pressure without opening Pandora's box. The idea of a lawsuit hangs in the air, keeping the conversation alive while still maintaining a semblance of control. By threatening legal action, Meghan's team signals that the issue matters, but they stop short of triggering a full legal battle. This strategy allows them to maintain the moral high ground while also making it clear that something sensitive is at stake. It's a way to communicate that the conversation shouldn't be taken lightly without diving into the messiness of discovery.
The restricted age of consent of 18 years. Restricted if with an older man, but much younger if both parties are of a similar age. In the absence of evidence of underage activity, she spells out the word, but since this is YouTube, I'm not going to. We know what activity she's referring to.
But the danger here is that even a threat keeps the story in the public eye. It raises the stakes, but it also risks intensifying the scrutiny. The longer the conversation continues, the more difficult it becomes to control how it evolves.
And here we have Andrew, with whom looks like Marcus Anderson. This is in 2001, when Meghan Markle would have allegedly been on third year. Meghan Markle hardly spent any time at Northwestern University.
In this delicate balancing act, silence and threats are often more potent than action. While the legal aspect remains a focal point, Meghan's situation is complicated by another crucial factor: the changing stance of her corporate backers. Netflix, once a strong ally, has grown notably quieter. The streaming giant, which had previously been vocal in its support, has now distanced itself, signaling a shift in priorities. This quiet retreat speaks volumes.
'Tis the season to be jolly, because the With Love Meghan holiday celebration is Netflix announcing to the world, we are done with the fake Duchess and her balding husband. I have never witnessed something so toe-curling, so bum-clenchingly fake and horrific. So hypocritical too.
In an industry driven by public image and brand association, silence is not neutral, it's a message. With Meghan's brand under increasing scrutiny, especially following the Yacht Girl label, companies like Netflix may fear being dragged into a narrative they didn't sign up for. Lawsuits, discovery, and public backlash are liabilities for any corporation looking to avoid controversy. In a world where branding thrives on stability and prestige, any hint of instability can be disastrous. Netflix, along with other partners, may now be weighing the risks of continued association with Meghan. This isn't just about avoiding a legal fight, it's about protecting their own reputations from being entangled in an unresolved past. And as Meghan's external support begins to fade, her ability to control the narrative becomes even more fragile. But corporate distancing is only part of the issue. There's another layer to this story. Elite circles aren't showing the support she hoped for. When it comes to high society, silence is often more damaging than outright rejection. Meghan Markle has learned this firsthand. Her proximity to elite spaces, luxury fashion events, high-profile cultural moments has not brought the expected embrace. Instead, it's been marked by a chilling indifference.
Oh, man, if she really did that intentionally, she's really smart.
Here she is, swanning around like she's Queen Cersei in Game of Thrones, and...
is she that smart? That's where I'm hung up, because a lot of you guys think she's that smart. That takes a level of serious. That's like Taylor Swift level, like masterminding to a point. Even I would say even more to think that far ahead to know. Oh yeah, we're coming up in that spot. This is perfect. I'm just far away to do this with my feet up.
In the world of elite fashion, for instance, being seen is not the same as being accepted. The industry thrives on discretion, and it rewards individuals who fit seamlessly into its carefully constructed image. But for Meghan, her presence at events like Paris Fashion Week has failed to spark the kind of enthusiastic endorsement that others in her position might expect. The response was not applause, it was quiet, almost detached.
Critics are understandably skeptical of the award, recognizing their efforts to protect children online from online bullies, given Meghan's own history of bullying allegations. Then there's the awkward matter of Harry and Meghan's supporters, who've become notorious for the very kind of online harassment the couple claims to oppose.
I mean, she is swathed in white on cream on white like she's the Messiah. And over she went to the Balenciaga show. And never forget, Balenciaga came under heavy, heavy fire 2 years ago for an advertisement that we are showing here.
This lack of warmth sends a very clear message. Those in the upper echelons of society are hesitant to attach themselves to someone whose narrative is still so controversial. In elite spaces, controversy isn't just edgy, it's a risk. The luxury brands that once seemed eager to align with Meghan are now distancing themselves.
It's just a simple Google search would have told her just how controversial and divisive this brand is.
Hair. She's bald. She's literally bald, which leads me to think, why would she post a picture of her with her glam squad like she has the loose, long hair trying to be Catherine? No, just to put it in a bun like that? Listen, I have it here. This didn't cost me anything. I didn't have anybody. And look, her hairline is more receding. I don't even know. And I'm 56. I'm going to be 57. And this woman is absolutely losing all of her hair. But people were so shocked about how bald this woman was.
And that coldness is more than just apathy. It's a signal that the past is too complicated to ignore. When high society steps back, it isn't just about personal rejection. It's a sign that the weight of the past is starting to overshadow the future. As silence grows, Meghan faces the hard truth. Her control over the narrative is slipping. At the heart of Meghan Markle's public struggle is the issue of control. For years, her success has hinged on the ability to carefully curate her story, presenting a polished version of herself that avoided the messy parts of her past. The idea was simple: control the narrative, hide the inconvenient truths, and shape the public's perception to match the ideal version of who she was. But when that control slips, the results are far more dangerous than a few negative headlines.
The way she's treated the royals, that's not how you treat family. Okay, I don't care if she married in, they moved to a different continent, she has done nothing but dine out on her titles and try to stretch that brief 18 months she spent over there. And shame on Meghan Markle, because the royals, they welcomed her with open arms. They threw her a big wedding. They basically said, do whatever you want. If you have this initiative you're passionate about, you want to do a cookbook with the Grenfell girls, whoever they were, do that. But she did not think that was good enough, and she absconded to California and then proceeded to accuse them all of racism with really no facts. And really there was no veracity to any of her claims she made about the royal family.
Meghan has spent years carefully crafting an image of empowerment, defiance against institutions, and personal triumph. But now, with every legal threat and distancing from corporate backers, that carefully crafted story begins to crumble. The Yacht Girl label, which started as a harmless jab, now threatens to undermine everything she's built. The difference between transparency and control is stark. Some public figures face scandal by embracing their past openly, acknowledging the parts of their story that are uncomfortable. Others reinvent themselves, wearing their past as a badge of strength. Meghan, however, has always resisted this. She's chosen to hide, to push back, to keep the story clean and simple. But when that control starts to break down, when the walls of carefully curated perfection begin to crack, what's left? A person who can no longer hide behind the polished version of themselves.
The dark corners of the internet and how they will clean in some way. We have Alice of the Castle with the view of the recent Rogan's comments on Meghan Markle. Many of you have seen this picture already. You see that there's Meghan with her Cajuna hat. I always forget the name of that that kind of hats.
In the end, Meghan Markle is faced with a choice that offers no easy way out. She can sue, but that could open a door she's been trying to keep shut. She can remain silent, but that only makes the label harder to shake. Or she could try to rebrand herself again. But after so much controversy, fewer people are willing to follow. The story of Meghan Markle is no longer just about who she married or the fairy tale she's told. It's about control. The kind of control that slips away with every unanswered question, every legal consultation, and every distancing move made by her former allies. The Yacht Girl label, no matter how much it's denied or ignored, won't be erased by silence. Meghan's struggle is a cautionary tale about the power of narrative and how once a story slips out of your control, it becomes something far harder to reclaim. What do you think? Should Meghan take legal action, stay silent, or confront her past openly? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this breakdown interesting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a deep dive like this one.